thank you for coming, everybody. How you feeling tonight? I know you sound like a great crowd, but how are you feeling? Are you good? You entertained? Yeah, good. Seem energetic. I am personally living on borrowed time. I'm lucky to even be here. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story to start the show. I don't know if any of you have families. I do, and I love them. I have a father, a mother, a sister, my grandfather. We were in, we were near Denver. We were in the foothills in Colorado, and we went on a picnic. And this was an amazing day. I'm lucky to be here. We went on a picnic, and it was pretty traditional. We had our red tablecloth out. My grandfather was out looking at some plants. He's a botanist, and he was looking for specimens to bring back. My mother, my father, and I were sitting on the blanket, and we were about to dig into our sandwiches. I remember it vividly. I could just see like this ham cheese sandwich coming towards me when we felt the ground start to rumble. And we're like, what is that? And then we all thought, oh, it's got to be an earthquake. And we got a little scared, but we thought, okay, it'll pass. We're in a safe area. But it just kept coming and got louder and bigger. And we're like, this does not feel like an earthquake. What is this? And we just kind of saw out of the corner of our eyes what looked like would have been a mile wide. It wasn't. It couldn't have been, but it just seemed so wide. Stampeding horses, wild stallions in the foothills of Denver, coming straight towards us, like rumbling straight towards us. It was intense and scary. So my dad goes into fight or flee mode, and he just grabs all of us, and he quickly ushers us behind this one tree that was providing shade for what we thought was going to be an innocent picnic. And he ushers us behind the tree. He grabs my grandfather, he grabs me, my sister, my mom. But he didn't have time to get behind the tree, but he's holding us behind. And you could hear every third or fourth horse rush by, because every third or fourth horse, its cock hit my dad in the face, like really hard, like it just... Every third or fourth, I still remember the sound, clear as day. It was like, thwack, thwack, thwack. And you could hear my dad just, hold... Everyone just single thought, thwack. Stay back, that's thwack. I mean, like Larry Walker taking an aluminum bat to a hanging piece of meat, just thwack. The sound was so loud, like thunder. Thwack, thwack. But he saved us. But here's how humble a hero my dad is. Here's how humble he is, okay? He's a hero, but here's how humble he is. He didn't even want me telling you that story. Yeah. In fact, my dad's exact words were, not a word to anyone about what happened here today. It knocked him out. My dad was unconscious underneath the tree. I remember we had to shake him awake, and he said, I had the strangest dream. He dreamt he had built a house on top of a cloud. That is pretty weird. But anyway, my dad would just sit at home, and this was about a week ago, by the way. This wasn't long ago. This was 1 week ago. And at the dinner table, we'd look at Dad, our hero, and the bruise was still evident. And so this shape of bruise in the shape of a penis on his face. The balls were like in his mouth, and it was... And remember, we'd always say, Dad, how are you feeling? And he wouldn't say a word. Because he's too humble. He'd just pick up his dinner, go downstairs to the basement, turn the TV up really loud, and hear him screaming a little bit, probably watching the game, you know? But anyway, he is a humble man, but I think any hero deserves some recognition, and he probably didn't even want me mentioning it tonight, but he's here tonight, and I just want to say, Dad, I love you. Thank you very much, Dad. Go ahead, get up. Everyone get my dad up. Dad, stand up. You're a hero. You're a hero for crying out loud. Here he is, everybody, my dad. There he is. Keep it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's a war hero. Thanks, Dad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You saved us, thank you. All right. Probably going to the bathroom. Like I said, too humble, but there he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show. You ready to start the show? What do you say? Yeah? Okay, good. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, your next guest coming to the stage is Gene on Bob's Burgers, and he's the co-host of Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Please welcome Eugene Merman. Give it up for Eugene. Yeah. Hello.
It's great to be here. It's pretty good to be here. No, it's okay, good. Bonjour. I'm really pandering now. I like to play a game with my wife when we're in public where I try to think of something that I can yell to her that will make people think that she is crazy. And we were at the supermarket, and I was by the shopping cart, and she was maybe 15 feet away from me, and I yelled to her, you know what? I am gonna get toilet paper. I don't think it's a waste. You can see everybody look at her like she's some crazy toilet paper vegan. We were in Paris a few months ago in France with some friends, and I was walking down the street, and I bumped into somebody, and I forgot how to say excuse me in French, and I said excuse me in English, but with a French accent. I went, excuse me? And then we both looked at me like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And I panicked and went, bonjour, and ran away. I was in a cafe, and I saw a 6-year-old wearing a fedora. And you always think to yourself that when you see abuse, you would know what to do. You can't call the police and be like, there's a 6-year-old, I think he's being raised to be an insufferable jazz guitarist. I tweeted like a link to an article about like gun safety, like from like the Washington Post or something very sort of like neutral and mild. And some guy wrote back, stick to making burger jokes, mate. And then he wrote, ignorance is far deadlier than a bullet. Yeah. Oh. You know, I think it really depends on the specific ignorance. Like, if you don't know who the Prime Minister of Canada is, you know, that's bad, but that's not dangerous. But if you think that every backpack is a parachute, that would be very bad. I get a lot of messages to sign up for LinkedIn. I get a lot of messages from people to sign up. And I mean, I know it's like a dating site for clerks or something. And finally, I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign up. And what I found when you join LinkedIn is that you can write anything you want, and it stays there. Like, I wrote for my job that I was the senior VP of PP at Verizon. And they were like, do you mean the telecom company? I was like, absolutely. I get constant emails about joining other VP clubs. Then they have other, like, what did you do before that? I wrote that my job before that was that I was the holy fuck shit, oh no, at CNN. For skills, here's some of my skills. Marketing, that's a good skill. Surgery. Who doesn't want to work with that guy? Another skill of mine, bi-curious, curious. Kind of know what the experience of being curious about, that's okay. And another skill of mine is wolf toss. So I can, like, if a wolf is sleeping, like if I gave a wolf like a shitload of Benadryl, then I would like throw it. At work. And my last skill is I can tell if someone is telling the truth by drowning them. Thanks. Thank you for the 2 claps. I signed up for a Christian mingle, even though I'm Jewish and married. The ads are very convincing. When you sign up for Christian Mingle, the first thing it tells you is don't use your real name, use a screen name. I was like, all right, I'm Princess Thunderballs. And within 20 minutes, I'm locked out of the account. They're like, you can't, you're clearly not here for love. Princess Thunderballs, sir. But then what they did is they sold my name to Believe.com, and Believe.com had none of those restrictions. They email me all the time about all sorts of stuff. And one of the things they would send me constantly was this thing called Ask a Pastor, where you could log on and ask this really lovely, super fuckable pastor any question you wanted. And so what I would do now after shows when I get home, sometimes I just log on and ask the pastor some questions. I've asked him a lot of questions. I'm only sharing a few of the questions. Here's one of the questions. What's a nice way to get out of a marriage with someone you don't know well that you met at a bus stop / casino? My wife is always gossiping about this and that, and it drives me crazy. Is it okay to start having sex with men as long as they can keep a secret? I know God says it's okay to judge people because of their race. That's it, just kind of a fun fact. Why am I not allowed to use the bathroom at my friend Max's house? I bet he's like, I don't know. That's not in the Bible. Max might have his reasons. I have been listening to jazz. Am I still a virgin? If it was 1927, the answer is no. I know I shouldn't have sex with a horse, but I forget the reason. Deuteronomy. It's probably not addressed there. And the last question that I asked him, I believe I am the father of a child and so does my friend. What's a good way to resolve this? He suggested that we cut the baby in half, but I think a paternity test makes more sense. I don't just want part of a dead baby like some other parents. Does the Bible have any advice on this situation? I bet he was like, oh my God, it does. It literally comes up. That exact unusual situation. All right, thank you all so very, very much. It's wonderful. Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's your Eugene Merman right there. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, one of the loveliest humans I've ever met, and she has an album out, and it's called Simply the Beth. Please welcome Beth Stelling. Give it up for Beth.
Hello, lovely people. So great to be here in Montreal. Last time I was in Canada was Toronto, and I saw a lingerie shop that's called Secrets from Your Sister. Ooh. What are you guys doing, Toronto? I have sisters. I was intrigued. I want to know what they didn't tell me, you know? So I walked into Secrets from Your Sister, and one of the store employees looked at me, and she goes, "You're adopted." I was like, Hannah told you that, didn't she? My sisters, I have two older ones, and we all played field hockey in high school. I went on to play field hockey in college, which is where I got these party thighs. It's a good thing. I don't know why I got some alls, but you guys know what field hockey is, right? It's a game you play with a long stick. One side's curved, one side's flat, and you have to get like really low to eat all the pussy. You guys know. I love that game. It's so good. My sister now, she coaches our old team, our high school one, so I like to go back and watch my alma mater play our rival. They're our rival because they were the only other team in the town. But nonetheless, I go back, I watch, I see my mom, I get a jelly donut from my favorite bakery, and the last time I was home getting a jelly D, the woman that served it to me was actually my old field hockey rival. So it was kind of like winning that district championship all over again. You know what I mean? You get it. have worked in food service. I served 2 tours at a bagel shop. One was in college, and I graduated magna cum laude, and then I just transferred to a bigger bagel shop after college, so stay in school. And then I moved to a bagel shop in Chicago, and I was serving bagels, like, straight to my face. Just so many bagels that I was eating. And it was during a time in my life where I, like, genuinely thought that cookies were gonna go extinct. You know, so I was just like, getting them all in there, you know, while they were still on the planet. It's tough to eat healthy, you know? I feel like it seems so aggressive to wake up and have an apple for breakfast. You know what I mean? This is how I feel. I've convinced myself that if I wake up and I sneeze like 1 to 3 times, that is enough exercise. You know what I mean? Just like tightens up the abs. Plus, I have a love for pizza. I feel like if you are eating pizza and not choking on hot cheese, you're tasting too much, you know? It's like, plus I like following it up with a dessert pizza, a Cinestick, if you will. And the last time I was dipping a Cinestick into the sugar chemical sugar dip, I was bringing it to my mouth and I noticed that there was a hair in it, like not from my head. So I just like picked it out and got right back to work, you know. Just finished that right up. Eventually, I hopped on the scale and I looked down at the scale and it said 198. And I was like, can we get there? And we did. We absolutely did. 2 pounds. That's like 1 trip to a burrito shop. You know what I mean? I did it the very next day. So those Facebook posts that are like 6 years ago today, those aren't fun for me. They're like, we here at Facebook care about you. It's like, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like you want to post a photo of me from 6 years ago where I'm in a photo booth and I'm cramming a PBR in between my huge D cups to then just pour it into my own mouth. So it's actually pretty cool now that I made it. Less nostalgic, more leaves me wondering like how I survived on so few likes. Do you know what I mean? Just a photo from 6 years ago of my mom's brand new puppy, 3 likes on it. How did I get out of bed? Do you know what I mean? I don't know how I did it. Eventually, I wanted to get in shape because I was tired of being brave at the beach. And so I started riding my bike along the lakefront path, and there was always a guy near the entrance. I don't know if he had a home, who's to know? He was just always there. And like 3 months into this workout regime, I pulled onto the path, and he yelled out to me, "How fit are you gonna get?" And I was like, I think I'm done. I just found the love of my life. So that's what a relationship is. It's like, is it safe to eat? Okay, we'll see you 20 pounds from now. I want kids. I travel so much with this job that I don't know if I'm gonna have time to come home and let them out. You know, it's something you have to consider. But my sisters have started their families, and I was playing with my sister's fresh toddler, and I got like real close down to her face, you know, and then she scratched my face so bad that it drew blood. So I just bit off her smallest toe. It was so easy. It just came clean off. The closest, I'm sorry, it's not funny. It was tragic, but the closest that I have been to being a mom is just like if I get really bad gas, you know? So like after a big meal, I'll come home, I'll take off all my clothes, I'll find a full-length mirror, turn to the side, and then just kind of like hold myself, you know? And then I look over and I just go, "You're beautiful." And then I take a pic, upload it to Facebook, wait for the likes to roll in, so. There's a few comments like, "Is it mine?" I'm like, I have no clue, you know what I mean? Right? That's what's up. You guys have been so fun. Thank you for coming out and laughing. I'm glad to be here. John Dorn.
That's your best stelling, everyone. That's how you write jokes. That's how you write a joke. Ladies and gentlemen, your next comic is from New York City. Please welcome the very funny Sam Morril. Give it up for Sam.
Oh, man. Is anyone here an alcoholic? Let me try. Yeah, right there. Liquor before beer, you're all in the clear, but beer before liquor, never sicker. You know, you don't have a drinking problem, probably. If you're still doing nursery rhymes, you're probably safe, right? I don't think there's anyone out there like, wait, Quaaludes before crack. Never get my kids back? Is that it? Heroin before meth, one tooth left. That's the other part of that, but completed that rhyme for you guys. I'm dating a girl right now, and I think we're dating. She stopped shaving her legs, and she just got a vibrator, and I got an Xbox, so we are spending less time together, you know? I'm playing NBA 2K, she's playing with herself, but either way, we're both thinking about LeBron. You women are amazing because you can fake an orgasm, but you can't fake a good mood. That's kind of crazy, right? You can tell me I'm the best you've ever had, but you can't smile once at a family picnic? Come on. Pep up. Every time we have sex, she says, "You made me come," which I find to be nice, because I know I'm not doing a ton. We'll be having sex, and she's like, "I'm about to come," and I'm like, "Cool." Then she's like, "Stay completely still." I'm like, "All right." Then she's like, "You just made me come." I'm like, "Are you sure? Because, feels like I played dead with an erection is what happened. I made you come. That's like if I went to the barber shop and I'm like, "Can you hold the buzzer completely still?" Just start rubbing my head around it like a cat. You're the best I've ever had. And I do the road, so you got to be faithful. And people are like, "How do you stay faithful on the road?" And it's been a while. And do you want to know my secret for not cheating when I'm on the road? This is my secret. Not one woman has tried to fuck me, ever. That's how I do it. It's a struggle every day. I'll be alone on a plane, hot chicks walking towards me. I'll be like, "This chick better not sit next to me." She sits next to me. We don't speak the entire flight. I'm like, "That was a close call." I'm a great human being. I'm trying to become great. I'd like to be. I don't go to strip clubs anymore. My friend was like, "Let's go to a strip club." I was like, "No. Those girls are victims of sexual abuse. Also, it's too much money." That's what I said. That's my stance. I'm like, I'm not going to take advantage of some girl's fucked up childhood. Not at those prices. Not interested. I'm on a quest. I want to be a mentor. I want to be a good person. Like, I tried to join the Big Brothers program, and they would not accept me. I almost said they wouldn't give me access. That would have been the wrong word, probably. But they would not give me membership. And I messed up the interview. At the third interview, they're like, "What's a bad example of a big brother?" And I was like, "You mean like a child molester or something?" And the lady was like, "We were looking for like impatient or something like that." I was like, "I thought we were playing high stakes, you know." She's like, "What are you going to bring to the Big Brother program?" I was like, "Patience." That's the opposite of pedophilia. The willingness to wait. Yeah. It's a pedophilia joke, but it's structurally perfect. So, you know, it's worth clapping for. You got to laugh at horrible shit because there's so much horrible stuff going on. I mean, the last couple weeks in the news have been insane. Who would have thought that the best time of the year would be that little kid getting eaten by an alligator at Disneyland? I didn't think that would be our high point, but it kind of has been, right? The worst part of that is that ISIS is taking credit for it. That's what really scares me. That alligator's with them. I'm allowed to talk about ISIS. They tried to recruit my eyebrows once, and ever since it's cool. So you can laugh at that. It's okay. Can I tell you how much I despise Delta? Oh my God, I hate Delta. Don't fly them if you're paying attention to what I'm saying right now. They got the Biscoff cookie. It's a good cookie. It's a damn good cookie. I take it back. I like that cookie. You can dip it in coffee. You could eat it plain. It's a versatile snack. I like a pretentious cookie. I like a biscotti, you know? Or I feel like Chips Ahoy looks at biscotti like, dude, we get it. You studied abroad, you know? Jesus Christ. And biscotti is like 2 summers, you know? Prague and Madrid. But they took away 20,000 of my airline miles, which were hard-earned. And I called and I was like, this isn't fair. And the woman on the phone, she's like, oh, we don't do this anymore. And I'm like, you don't do what anymore? She's like, we don't do complaints anymore. Excuse me? She's like, yeah, you can email our complaint division, but it's going to take like 6 months. And I was like, that's ridiculous. She said, also, your mother's a cunt. I was like, wait, what was that last part? I'm paraphrasing, but that's how her words made me feel. So, you know. That's a trick I learned in therapy. I'm allowed to say whatever I want as long as it's how I feel. I do that to my girlfriend. Like, I would never, in a fight, when it gets heated, I would never call her crazy, but I would say, I feel like, based on your current behavior, you would fit in well in a psych ward. That's just how I feel, you know? And if you disregard my feelings, it's insensitive, so. So I get transferred to another woman at Delta. She's even worse. She was like, oh, well, your miles are from 2010, and we didn't start keeping track till 2011. Sorry. That's a direct quote, by the way. Sorry. With an AY. The least sincere of all apologies. You would never go to a funeral. Sorry. And if you do, that's the murderer right there. I was like, this is not fair. And she said, well, I don't know what to tell you. I said, I feel like you're being kind of condescending. She said, who am I? And I'm not proud of what I said next. I said, I hope that you die in a fire. I'm not proud of that. I'm just reporting the facts. I'm trying to be honest. In my defense, I didn't say I'd like kill you in a fire, you know? I said, I hope. My tone was like, in a better world, you'd be dead in a fire, you know? I don't really hope that she dies in a fire. Maybe a moderate form of cancer would be fair, I think, you know? For what I've been through. I'm talking treatable. I'm not a monster, guys, come on. And then she shows up to the hospital and they're like, there's nothing we can do. Your insurance ran out in 2010. So, sorry. All right, you guys had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming out. Have a great night. Thank you. Good night.